welcome to the Christian Indie Writers Podcast, where we inform, encourage, and support Christian indie writers on their journey to publication. I'm Jamie Hirschberger. I write short fiction under the pen name J.R. Nichols, and I am the editor of the Writing Shorts newsletter.
I'm Jennifer Carltong, and I write historical Christian romance.
I'm Christina Catane, and I write in multiple genres, including Christian dystopian fiction.
I'm Rhonda Hagerman, and I write fiction and nonfiction.
Well, good morning. We're all back together.
Yay!
That's reason enough to celebrate. The beautiful Jen is back with us. Welcome back. It was not the same without you. All of our episodes were drastically short, and we only had 3 people to do the sprint. We did not like it. Also, we missed all your shenanigans. We love you. You're a vital part of the podcast. I know all our listeners are so happy you're back, Jen. Thanks for coming back to us.
Thanks. I really appreciate getting the time off too. Thank you, ladies. I just really appreciate that. For those, I'll do my what's up first.
Sure.
Okay. We'll just kind of slide into that.
Yeah.
So as many of you know, over the past year, since my beloved aunt passed away, I've been cleaning her house out and then toying with the idea of moving here. And then we kind of like half moved in and just kind of, because we were fixing the house up and repairing things. And well, we have to move now. So it's been crazy and it's not done, but it will be before Thanksgiving for sure. Like
Yay.
Actually within the next couple weeks, we will be completely moved in and the house isn't ready. So that's going to be a whole nother adventure in itself, is living in a house that's not remodeled and not finished and having to still tear some things out and live without like a kitchen for a while. But it'll be fine. And so,
yeah. And what a wonderful thing to be thankful for. If you can have your first Thanksgiving settled in, I mean, that'll be really nice if your family can just take some time to be thankful, right? That's awesome.
For sure. Thank you, Shell. Shell says, welcome back. Missed you. Thank you, Shell. I really appreciate it. I missed all of you guys. Honestly, like last Friday, I just was so busy and then it was podcast time and I was just like, oh, but I had to keep going with what I was doing. So hi Gigi, hi Piper. We got some chatting going on in the chat.
Yeah,
already.
I can see with everybody. Yeah, go ahead.
There are more
Jen.
people watching than that, and so we would love it if you guys would just kind of give us a hi, so we know that you're there. And we our chat is invaluable. Like you will, if you are a new time listener to this, read the chat as you watch us too, because you learn all kinds of new stuff. Hi, Moon Bunny Creative. Hello, my darlings. I can't stay because but it's still on the clock. But I wanted to stop and say hi. Welcome back, Jen, and happy Nano to you. Happy Nano to you too, Sage.
Look at her little. Did you see that little bunny with the bent ear in the logo? Is that not just the most precious thing? I love that.
I'm a fan.
Yes. All right. Everybody, we already started with the what's up. That means we go around the virtual table and ask everybody what's up. We've already asked Jen what's up with her. We're so happy she's back. And we want to know in the chat what's up with you guys. Are you crushing the goals? I know Shell was working on a short story and she was taking a break. That's what I can remember. Haven't heard from Gigi in a while, but she was editing Nightmareland. What is she saying here? Oh, go Jen.
So you don't have your Christmas tree up yet? It's not Halloween yet, but November 1st is on. It is on. Actually, this house just feels fall to me. It always has. And like I have some really cute fall decorations up. So I'm actually a little sad to take them down, but because we're moving, I had to pull Christmas decorations out so we could put other things in. So, November 1st, it's on.
Yep. She's going to be on it. Well, what's up with you today, Rhonda?
Well, I'm not thinking about decorating for Christmas yet. At all. But I am thinking about decorating my house, and today is going to be show and tell for me.
Ooh.
Is it an iron?
Rhonda, before you tell me, put your mic a little closer to your mouth before you say anything else. There you go. Now tell us.
Okay. All right. So I just set up my antique sewing machine.
Okay.
And so I just happen to need an iron because for some reason don't have an iron.
I know, I don't either. Isn't it terrible?
Yeah. So anyway, I thought, well, I'll go to an antique store and look for an iron. Well, this is what I came home with. Anyway, do you guys know what this is right here?
For water?
This is from 1911. This is the copyright or patent date of this. And this is for kerosene. This is a kerosene iron. There's no cord.
Wow.
Yes. Can you imagine ironing your clothes and not spilling kerosene all over them, or spilling kerosene and then starting a fire on your clothes?
Yeah.
There's so many ways I could destroy my
Yes, I would be dead. I would live till like 8 back in pioneer days. I would have killed myself. I would have fallen down the well or tripped on a rake or something. I'd be dead. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
awesome.
I'd have died in childbirth at like 14 or something.
Right.
Piper says, Rhonda, that is so stinking cool.
It is
Gigi,
cool.
Rhonda, that is so
Yeah.
cool. Scary. It
Oh,
is kind
yeah.
of scary.
Yes, like those old pressure cookers. That's what's scary. I saw a meme where it was like, okay, you need to get to your bedroom on the other side of the kitchen, but this is on the stove, and it's one of those old pressure cookers, and it's like you're worried it's gonna explode, so you like run past. Yeah. Great find, Rhonda. I hope you didn't like have to give an arm and a leg. Did you get a good deal?
Oh yes, very good deal.
Did you barter? Are you a haggler?
I can be. It
You
depends.
can be. All
Yep.
right. All right. Well, what's up with you, Bambina Catane?
Let me think.
I know you're very busy. You got a whole lot going on. Your
Yeah.
church is like launching something this weekend. I mean, you got a lot going on right now.
I really do. I got a thing in the mail.
Yeah.
And I also got some other things in the mail.
Ooh, those are pretty. What are
Ooh.
So
they?
this is a bookmark,
Nice.
and this is a business card.
I like that a
For
lot.
and this is a giveaway card for my book launch. It has a little. I'm not going to show you the back because it's a surprise giveaway, so I don't want you to see what the giveaway is. But there's a little spot on there for me to tell you how to get your
That's
surprise giveaway. So I have some more bookmarks coming that look like this, but they're long. They have bookmarks.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Tina, I want to know if you're pleased with the quality, and if you would like to, and the cost, if you're pleased with the cost of these, if you want to share with our listeners where you got those, because there might be some other authors that are interested in doing this.
Well, I went to, I didn't know where to get them. So I went to the self-publishing formula Facebook group that I'm in, and I asked, and almost everybody said, use Vistaprint. So that's what I did. I went to Vistaprint, and I think I had a coupon for some amount off. So, but the banner on Vistaprint was over $100, and I found this place. This is literally the name of the website. Retractable banners on the cheap.com.
If you just do banners on the cheap, it comes up too without the retract. I think, unless I was on a different website, but
it probably does. So it was $65 for the banner. And then by the time that I added, tax and shipping and all that, it came out to $97, which the banner itself was over $100 on Vistaprint. So, and I really like the quality. I'm happy. I was afraid what it was going to look like, with my book cover blown up that big. But the quality is really good.
yeah, it looks good. And I've looked into doing banners too. And the fact that it's a retractable one, those are expensive. So that's a good deal, I think. So.
And it came in this like canvas carrying thing. So once you get it all retracted, and the pole that goes up the back it's like the tent poles where it has a bungee cord inside, and you like pull them apart and they go down in a bundle, and there's a little hole in the base where you can put those inside it, and then it just slides right into this canvas bag.
Did it come with it? Because I had seen where they sell the stand separate, so it comes with the stand.
This one came with the stand.
That's amazing price. Then
you could order them without the stands. Or with the stands. Yeah.
Wow.
I think
that's
the retractable ones, you really do need to have the stand with it.
Sure. Well, yeah. Like you said, they're kind of scary how they go when you.
Yeah,
so
it's way taller than me, so I have to wait for my husband to come home to put it away because he's taller than I am. I'm afraid it's just going to suck it in, and I'm going to be like knocked out on the floor or something.
I've seen in cartoons where people get sucked into the thing. So like you would get like sucked up and
worried.
rolled up in there.
I'm not worried about that.
Oh.
But
okay, so we've got in the chatteroo, Shell says, what's up? Lots of reading. Finished one advanced review copy and posted her review. Good job, Shell.
Awesome.
Shell is always making progress. It's really impressive. She's always got a what's up to report that she's moving forward. Piper, trying to find an old copy. She was published. I'm sorry, reader comment, then I'll talk because I know about this. She's trying to find an old copy of a magazine she was published in, tearing her house apart, trying to decide whether to do her work in progress, whether to finish that or to do nano. So Piper, we'll talk about your nano dilemma during this episode because I want to talk about that. But Piper was published, and she also like had some scattered writing pieces that she found in a folder, and she's like, maybe one of these could be like a nano project. But then she's like, but I have a work in progress, and that's what I was going to do for nano. I was like, well, which one do you like the best? And so I totally understand what she's struggling with, and you'll know why because I'm going to talk about my nano in just a minute here. So, also, Shell says your iron is rad, Rhonda, and I think that catches us up with the chatteroo. So my what's up is just, plugging away around here. It's so funny because I asked everybody else, mostly because I couldn't think of what I was supposed to say. I will say that I'm kind of learning a life lesson ever since, say, I don't know, a certain event that's overtaken everybody. Like, I've really learned that I have to slow down and enjoy right now, because I've discovered that because I am very goal oriented and a deadline person, that I race through life. What's next? What's next? What's next? And I don't think enough about how am I blessed right now. So I've been trying really hard to just be like, right now, what are my blessings? And so that's all I can think about to share with my what's up, because I'm tired of kind of not appreciating now and like wishing it away because something better is coming when I have plenty to appreciate right now. So that's my what's up.
We have that going on in my marriage. My husband will be looking forward to like a vacation, and then we get there, and then he just keeps talking about when we're going home.
Oh, that sounds exactly like what I'm talking about.
He's like planning the trip home when we just got there, and I'm like, can we just enjoy our vacation for a couple days?
Right, that's exactly right.
About that.
Mm-hmm, thank you. That's a perfect story.
He feels like he needs to be prepared, I guess. I don't know.
There's one more what's up in here. Gigi says, I have been busy reading and writing some reviews. We love that. Love that. Authors need reviews. Appreciate
Gigi
that.
is so great about exhortation and encouraging people.
She really is.
I can't wait to get my hands on something that she publishes, because she has such a big heart. I bet her story is going to be just full of love.
I was going to say, I wonder what your love language is, Gigi. I could probably do that. But
she's amazing.
She really is.
So we should launch into the topic proper, would you say?
Well, first we need to discuss why we're not doing the topic we were supposed to be doing. So,
yes,
just real quickly, today was supposed to be our book launch.
Yeah.
And our book is still in review for some reason.
At Amazon, right? Like not
Amazon.
By like a person or whatever.
No. And we have gone exclusive with this because not because we like have any sort of stand on whether to go exclusive or to go wide as a group. We have each of our own like goals and ideas. But because we are doing this as a group and we didn't want to put a lot of money into this, we didn't want to buy an ISBN. There was a lot of reasons why. This was a simpler way. However, it is in review. So we're just going to have to put our book launch off. Now, we talked about, maybe we should just talk about the whole episode about this, but we decided, those of us that were up early and were able to talk about this, so the rest of them have to just go along. Sorry. We decided that this is going to be a good learning lesson, but we want to have time to process it and talk about all like what went wrong and what we could do differently, and just talk about book launching mistakes and problems. That's a whole other episode. So that's coming.
And the collaboration between 4 people.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So,
But I mean, considering what we did to have it in review today, like we really did meet a huge goal, you guys. I mean, honestly, 4 strangers writing a book together is like a Herculean effort. And if you've never done it, then I really don't want to hear your criticisms about it. I'm just kidding. But I mean, that's how it feels, because for 4 people, that's like starting a band. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you have to have 4 people committed to something to see it through, and everybody wanting it to happen. And it's like an amazing thing that we did. So whenever we get to celebrate it, we hope that you'll be there to celebrate with us, because it's been a tall mountain. And when we get to the summit, we want to have a party. So come party with us. Sorry, it wasn't today.
But that's okay, because we're going to have another great episode. We have things that we want to talk about, and we're excited about this episode.
That's right. This episode is NaNoWriMo Eve. What does that mean? Well, it is not NaNoWriMo Eve. Like at midnight, you do not start NaNoWriMo, but we're going to pretend that it is. Just like how sometimes you have to celebrate Thanksgiving on Wednesday because someone has to work on actual Thanksgiving, we're having our NaNoWriMo kickoff party a day early. And we're going to talk about our plans and hopes and dreams for this year's NaNoWriMo. Who would like to talk about what NaNoWriMo is? Hopefully Tina or Rhonda, because I've been talking a lot.
NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writers Month, squished up into an acronym. The month of November, writing 30 days of writing abandon, I think, is their little motto.
Very good. That's right.
On their website, and you're supposed to try to write 50,000 words in the month of November. If you do, you win. What do you win? Some kind of certificate and some discounts on like apps and programs and things that writers use.
Right. Nobody's doing it for those prizes. Yeah.
Mostly bragging rights.
Mostly bragging rights. You can finally say, I wrote a novel. How many people can say they wrote a novel? Not many. Well, Tina, yes. We all can. Well, not me yet. But still, I'm saying, 50,000 words. So yeah, I guess I have, because that is technically a novel length piece of work. Okay. So it's excellent to get the creative juices flowing, blah, 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 blah. So we're going to have just a general chat about what National Novel Writing Month is going to look like for each of us this year. And also hopefully catch up with you guys in the chat, because we don't know what you all are planning for NaNoWriMo. So I don't know who to pick first. Who's just dying to talk about their nano plans? What about you, Jen? We've been missing you. We haven't heard a lot from you the last couple weeks.
Right.
What's up with you for Nano?
This whole time I've been off, I've been working really hard on my novel for Nano.
Oh.
No. Just like everything else in my life. Yeah. Just like everything else in my life, it is like been on the back burner. And so now here I am 2 days away, and I do not like to, I've tried pantsing Nano and it doesn't work for me. So here's what I have going on. This is not Nano related, but it kind of is. So end the podcast today. We do our business and our work that we have to do after the podcast. And then I have to go move some more boxes and things for the rest of the day. Tomorrow is Halloween, at least here in the United States, and we're doing it small here at the Tong household. My daughters are going to all dress up in the same bear costume. I am going as a bowl of porridge, and my husband, with his beard and all, is going as Goldilocks. So we live in a little neighborhood. We're just going to kind of do our little neighborhood and like maybe do some s'mores and just, have a good family time, not just really social distance and be really safe about it. So I haven't made my porridge costume yet because, again, like everything else in my life, back burner. So I have to make a bowl that I can wear that looks like porridge sometime today and tomorrow, which means that I'm not going to be really prepared. So I kind of have an idea. I'm probably, for myself personally, going to take the first couple of days of Nano, and my writing sprints are going to be planning sprints. And then I'm just going to have to catch up.
Because that's a great idea.
I know I can catch up. I've done Nano before. I've won Nano before. I failed a lot of them because, as the ladies here know, and probably most of you that have been watching, if you know to tease me about Christmas, you've been watching long enough to know that every fall something happens in my life. It's like, we call it the Nano curse. I lose someone that I love. I get cancer. Like, there's just been every fall.
It's really kind of unsettling.
It's bizarre. It's bizarre. So anyway, I think for me, my Nano project, which I've shared before, it's going to be contemporary. I'm actually going to focus on getting a contemporary.
Exciting.
I know, me too. So I'm going to take the first 2 or 3 days, and when my writing time happens, it is going to be 100% planning, so that I get a really good solid outline, because that's what I have to do.
Yeah, because you need to feel ready to do something like this. Okay. This is why we're talking about it. I mean, some people take the whole month of October because you figure it's kind of like training for a marathon or something. We do writing sprints. Okay. Why? To train us for doing marathon writing. And that's what 50,000 words is. It's not, 300 words, mark it, set, go. You're in it for the long haul, right?
Right.
So I love that. And I would love to hear in the chat, are you guys planners or plotters? I don't think we know that about most of our chat. Maybe you're a plantser like me, which means some of it you plot, some of it you pants. I don't know. I'm pretty much a pantser. Tina's more of a plantser than I am because she will really plot. I kind of am only, I like wave at plotting. What do you say, Tina? Are you plotting this year? What are you doing?
I'm using the Story Genius.
Okay, what does that mean? Start from the very beginning, because no one knows what that is. No, just kidding.
Right, I was about to say that. Story Genius is a book written by Lisa Crone, C-R-O-N, and she says use brain science to write a story that hooks your readers.
Ooh,
like almost like so they're addicted to your story and they can't put it down. So I found this book about halfway through writing my last novel, and I kind of tried to go back and apply it after I had already had everything started. So now this time I want to do that from the get-go. So part of what her thing is there's a story underneath the plot. And you have to know what that story is before you even think about plotting. So like I'm in the I also have a lot going on in my life. We are having our first physical get together as a church tomorrow.
Yeah.
But there's food involved that I have to prepare. It's like we
A
had
slip
to buy
cover that you have to sew. Just kidding. Just kidding.
a tent.
Just kidding.
Had to buy a tent and tables and those rickety plastic chairs that churches have, and all this stuff that's going on. And then I got the book launch stuff. I'm trying to be prepared, so I'm not doing anything at the last minute. I have the cake ordered and paid for, so like that is out of the way. And the cake, it's the Cake Lady. If anyone lives in Michigan, that's the name of the business, the Cake Lady. And she's probably going to deliver it to me because she loves me.
I'm noticing sort of a pattern in your purchase history, Tina. Cheap banners and Cake Lady. Like, you are pretty direct when you decide who to buy from, right? Like, if the name of the store is what I want, I'm buying from there. Like hot coffee, you probably would buy from a place called Hot Coffee, right?
No.
How about like cold ice cream? Cold ice cream, step right up, right? That's for you.
The Cake Lady grew up in the house I'm living in.
That's really weird. I remember when you told me that.
I know who you're talking about now.
And
everybody knows the Cake Lady.
They're delicious.
The best cakes in Michigan.
Delicious.
I must meet the Cake Lady when she comes to drop off your cake because she's famous, right? She's podcast famous. So
at least in the Nazarene denomination, you do not have an event with cake unless you get it from the Cake Lady.
That is hilarious.
That's how it is.
This like needs to be like a novel, like the Cake Lady solves mysteries. Rhonda, it reminds me of your wedding planner series. Remember that you were going to write a long time ago? I love that story still. You need to resurrect that. Shell says,
go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, go ahead, Tina. Yeah, we're still doing you.
I got kind of rabbit trailed there.
That's okay.
But I'm still in this part where you have to. Okay, so I have multiple things that could be my underlying story.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to. And so in the book, she has like a checklist. Does your idea meet this, and this? And you go through each of your ideas with that checklist, and you pick the strongest one. So that's kind of where I am. I have multiple ideas for what her underlying story is that can last for an entire novel. So I'm going through those checklists, and I don't know when I'm going to have time to do it. I still have to work 6 hours this week for my paying job. I have this thing tomorrow with the church. I got to clean my house to get ready for tomorrow. I mean, it's just like, so I may be doing like what Jen is doing and finishing my planning during Nano in the first few days.
Okay.
I think it's a really good distinction that you're making too, that a lot of people, especially when they're starting out with writing, that they don't understand that the plot and the story are not the same thing.
Absolutely.
The plot is the action of the things that they happen in order, boom, 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 boom. And the story is why, right? Why it's all happening and how it like that. So,
and I have to be really careful with mine because I'm using biblical themes in my book. And so I have this, since I'm a Bible study teacher, I have this responsibility, and this is how I feel strongly, to be truthful and authentic with the Bible, whatever Bible theme that I'm kind of teaching in my novel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shell says she did Nano in 2018 and got halfway through about 30,000 words. Whoa! She says she hasn't touched it since because she got to the middle and recognized she wasn't equipped for what she was doing. But Shell, look, girl, I think you and I are simpatico. Just write it anyway, because like Jen says, you can't edit a blank page, and you never know. You know what'll happen is she'll probably dig that out and you'll say, this is a really great first draft. I love these people. What's next? You're going to love it.
What she says next. She says, I spent the last 2 years reading books, listening to podcasts, practicing sprints, and writing short stories. Maybe I'll be ready to get back to that story soon. So I love, Shell, I want to point out, I love that you felt ill-equipped. You didn't feel ready. And so you made yourself ready. You didn't walk away from the project and say, I'm not a writer. You were like, I'm a writer, but I'm not there yet. I love that.
That's what you have to do.
I'm so proud of you. I don't even know you, and I'm proud of you. That's so
She's
great.
a dynamo.
Even if you go back to that original 30,000 words and you look at it and you go, this is crap and unusable, it's not wasted. It's
No.
not
Well, you
wasted
learn.
effort
You
because
learn.
you learned something and you were practicing for those 30,000 words, and your brain is glowing a little bit more today because you did that.
Right.
Yep,
And plus, we
absolutely.
totally agree with Gigi. She said 30,000 words, Shell. That is awesome. And it is.
Amazing. Amazing. If you went up to a random stranger and said, I wrote 30,000 words, they'd be like, you mean since you were born, that's how many words you've written? Because that's a lot of words. Like, ask them to write you a 500-word essay and see their world just fall apart. Like, it's so hilarious when my kids come to me and want to complain about assignments, and I'm just like, sorry, not writing ones. Math ones, I will be sympathetic to you, but not your writing assignments.
I remember when I would stress about a 20-page paper in college. And I write hundreds of pages now. Like my stepson who just graduated, he one time, I think, kind of bemoaned how much writing he had to do. And I was just like, I just listened to him like this, and all of a sudden he went, yeah, you're not the right audience for this complaint. I'm like, no, you're not. And I'm not. And he's a great writer. Like he can write well. So
Well, I've got to say, I really love how people are talking about using NaNoWriMo in a way that works for you. Jen and Tina are both modifying the NaNoWriMo schedule to accommodate what they know they need. Now, you might be a brand new person. So I just want to encourage you. Did you hear how busy Tina said she was? That is everybody. The first year they come to NaNoWriMo. How will I find the time to write 50,000 words? And Tina and Jen will both tell you when you are busy, you just have to find the time. What are you two going to do since you both are saying your schedule is so crazy? How are you going to make the actual time to do your writing? Have you planned about that, Jen or Tina?
Office hours.
There you go.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Maybe
you
it's
have
already in my
committed time.
schedule.
Okay, you've
Yeah.
committed time to doing it, right? So that's what you would advise is say,
One day I just woke up and said, if this is going to be a profession for me, I have to treat it like a job. I got to clock in and I got to clock out. And you don't do the dishes while you're at work.
wow.
They wait for you till you get home.
Dang, girl.
So true.
That's what I told my husband. I'm like, I work now. Someone else can clean up this mess one day. I was so mad because my kids just left. Like, I don't even know. I'm sorry, kids. Like, they hate it when I like talk about them. But it's like, you're my whole world. What else am I going to talk about? So anyway, they had left like a mess laying around. And I was like, blah, I'm not cleaning it. I work now, which of course, that's like a whole nother conversation about like mom works. Like, let's not even do that. But still, the whole thing is like, yeah, you don't do the dishes when you're at the office, do you? You don't answer that call from your friend Sue. If you're at the workplace, you say, I'm working. Can you talk to me later? So that's very wise, Tina. Jen, did you have a strategy or are we still working on it?
I am going, yes, I'm going to be showing up to work office hours. I've had to adjust my office hours, as you ladies know. I'm going to be showing up earlier because that just is, now that I'm homeschooling full time and this move, I have to do it early in the morning. So I'm going to be doing that. Plus I'm going to be taking some time and doing virtually and some kind of in-person, like writing retreat kind of thing where I'm doing it like all day long. Like, so Jamie is going to be in town next week, but I'm not sure like if I'm going to get together with her, like, so we're going to be doing it safe. And nobody worry about us. But I know that for a fact that those days I'm doing nothing but writing. Sprint, take a break, sprint, take a break, sprint, take a break, take a longer break, sprint, take a break. Like I'm going to do a few days like that because I can get a lot done in a few days if I chunk it out like that. And I can't do that every week, and I can't do that even every month. But Nano, I've set that up, and my family knows what Nano is, and they just know that there are going to be chunks of days that they just really don't even see mom, and they're making peanut butter jelly sandwiches, or they're going to grandma and grandpa's house for a week, which my girls love. So that's my plan, is to
that's a terrific way to kind of get a whole lot done in a concentrated amount of time.
Yep.
Rhonda, what is your NaNoWriMo plan? I know that you don't have that crazy hectic where can I fit it in issue. What are your upcoming issues about NaNoWriMo?
Well, I'm going to be using my office hours like Tina.
Yay!
And I'm going to be inviting people to my house that encourage writing and will be writing along with me for at least some days through at least 2 weeks of it. So that's going to be helpful.
Yes.
So yeah, that's my plan. I'm going to be, I'm not starting a fresh story. I am revising a story that I started before Nano last year. and it's been marinating plenty long enough, and I'm hoping to have it pretty much finished, or at least ready for someone to look at it by the time Nano's over.
That's
Now,
very exciting.
Do you typically, Rhonda, get to the 50,000 mark when you do Nano?
Let's see. I think 2008's first year I did Nano, and I've won Nano probably 4 times, I think.
Mm-hmm. That's very encouraging. I just made me think of too that because there's been years that I haven't won, but I got like 20,000 words in. That's 20,000 more words than I would have had if it hadn't been for Nano. Because typically I don't get 20,000 words a month, especially recently because there's been so much going on in my life. So that's the other thing I would like to encourage those people that are listening to this is that, yes, 50,000 words. That's what we're going to push you to do. That's what we're going to encourage you to do. But you know what? If you come out of this with 25,000, if you come out of this with 15,000 that you wouldn't have written before, that's a success.
Right.
Shoot for the moon, right?
And land the stars.
Right. So that's what we're really,
I've turned Nano into success for me by just getting habits in place.
Yes, that's awesome. That's exactly what I was hoping you were going to say, Rhonda, because I know for you is nothing to do with word count. Like Rhonda, I know your goals for NaNoWriMo are not like everybody else's. And I so appreciate that about you because you're like, Nano's going to serve me. I'm not going to become a slave to it. Yeah, because the problem why I don't like to do NaNoWriMo is because I feel like I've got this albatross around my neck of something I have to do this month. And it feels gross to me. And it's like the sooner I can take it off and hang it up, the happier I am. So for you to say, I don't have to write 50,000 words. I can use this designated time of November to put habits in place that will serve me for the rest of my life. Why am I going to make some weird goal of 50,000 nonsense words that doesn't help me at all? If that's your reality, right? So you're very inspiring to me. And I just want to say that because like, it's sometimes scary to do things your own way, especially if the crowd wouldn't support you in making that choice. And I think that's very inspirational. Also, I want to hop over in the chat. Gigi's got a 6-year-old grandbaby who's on a roll. How adorable. She was awarded best author at school.
That's awesome. And then Gigi said, I hope I get published before she does. she asked me about my book. She's pushing me. It's always good to have someone pushing you, right?
It sounds like someone's grandbaby is learning from grandma how to be a good cheerleader. That's what it sounds like to me. You're raising another little loving cheerleader. Thank you, Gigi, for making the world a better place.
Piper says, Shell, I took 4 years to do my novel from my Nano Star. I have never finished Nano itself.
Oh.
She said, but I like how it did turn out.
There you go.
I think Tina can talk to that. How long did it take you from when you first started Nano to get this novel out?
Oh, I don't know, 6 years or something.
Yeah.
Because I only worked on it during Nano for the first 4 years, I think.
Right. I wanted to say this in an encouraging way because there's someone out there, there's a Shell out there or someone else out there that is like, maybe they're not as successful as they see other people being for Nano.
Yeah.
It's still a success. Like every step you take towards on your journey toward publication is a success. So use Nano to help you. Don't make it like Jamie said, an albatross around your neck. Should not be a weight.
Agree. And I feel like well, I forgot. Like my head probably bunny trailed 800 times as you were talking. I love what you said, Jen. Okay, so
Jamie, you're the only one that hasn't talked.
Oh, but it feels like there was something that would have been nice to say right there. Okay, maybe it'll come to me. So, all right. So NaNoWriMo, like I said, I mean, you guys, it's so impressive. You wrote 50,000 words in 15 days. But no, it was because for those whole 15 days, I was plagued by this deadline. I hated it. I hate it. So I've decided I'm going to it's really interesting too, because 13 is my favorite number. I was born on October 13th. I hate that people Friday the 13th is bad. I'm like, Friday the 13th is awesome because that could be my birthday. Do you know what I mean? It's my favorite number.
It's my favorite number. It was always my ball number when I played sports. And I got to choose my youngest daughter's birthday because it was a planned cesarean. And I chose the 13th of September. Yes.
Okay, so cool. So you get it.
I get it.
So when I was like, I don't know what to do about NaNoWriMo because I was like, many options. I mean, I've got drafts. I mean, whatever. But I just did not know. And so I didn't really know what to do. I threw out this idea. I threw out that idea. I threw out this idea. And then just like Piper, I realized, why am I looking for something new to do and a new deadline to give myself when I have a book? I can just give a lot of focused effort to my current work in progress. And here's the thing, it really does feel like it's time for that baby to be born. Like, I mean, if I was giving birth, I would feel like I was at 9 months and possibly crowning, okay? Because it feels like the book is ready to be done. So I'm very optimistic, but I do not have a word count goal or anything like that. And it made me feel terrible because not only did the albatross feel like it was there, it felt like an albatross I couldn't give away because I do this every year.
Yeah.
But this is year 13. Guess what? It's year 13 for me. So it can be like a jubilee year, or it can be whatever I want in my weird economy of my mind. So year 13 is me doing it my way. And I'll either write 50,000 words or I won't. But I can't say that I'm officially doing NaNoWriMo because I am not pledging to write 50,000 words this month, not in any way, shape, or form. But hopefully my book will be at the editor on December 1st. That's my goal for NaNoWriMo.
Yay.
That's an awesome goal.
That is a great goal.
Yep.
Thanks.
And
so
you're going to be so
have
happy when you make it.
Well, no one else is going to be happy because I've already told my family I'm getting into like submarine mode, I call it, where I hyper fixate on something and I go under and then you don't see me because I don't surface again until I'm finished. And so November's going to be like that for me, which is kind of like why I was going around the house saying I work now, because they're all going to have to like maintain the stuff that mom does. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And y'all have to set those expectations with your family before November rolls around, or they're all going to be really surprised. Where's mom? Where's dinner? Where's lunch? You know?
Right. We've had this discussion for over the past few years, my daughters and I, because sometimes they do feel like, Mom, I never see you, or you're all you're doing is writing. And I have to remind them that if I worked outside of the house, they would only see me in the evening. Maybe they'd see me in the morning when I would put them on the bus, and then they wouldn't see me till evening. So what they have to understand is they get a mom that stays home, but the mom that has to work while she's at home. So they get me so much more. So it's about, Jamie taught me this. It's all about setting expectations. It's the expectations that you decide as a family. This is what life is like. Your life does not have to look like anyone else's life. There's other people out there that are not writers, that don't work from home. They're just 100% mom. And that's great for them. That's their expectation, but that cannot be my expectation. So lots of good.
Real awesome.
Yay, Jamie from Gigi. Shell. Great goal, Jamie.
Thanks,
I agree.
Shell.
Absolutely agree.
I'm very excited. Okay, so did we say everything? Did we get everybody's goal? I miss Jason. Where's Jason? Does anyone know Jason?
We should probably pray for him if you guys are thinking about it. There was a little project I had asked him to do for me, and he couldn't do it because of an emergency. So he did not tell me what that emergency was, but.
Well, we don't need to know. God knows. But thank you, Tina, so we can pray for him. Really appreciate you letting us know. Hopefully we'll see him back here in the chat, and everyone can say, we're so happy to see you, Jason. Okay, so what's next? Probably we should read our stories. Woo! Feeding of the Backs already? Unless we have more to talk about for NaNoWriMo prep. Do you think we've got it all?
I think if we talk about it much more, I'm going to want to not do anything else but prep. So I better stop. I better stop talking Nano because I have other things.
That's right. That's what I wanted to say. One last final takeaway point. If you hear us all with these strategies and you're like, I don't know what to do because, someone says to plot and someone says to plants and someone says to, here's the deal. If it's your first time, you're not supposed to know what works for you. Don't feel like you have to follow anybody's way, or that if you follow that way and it doesn't work for you, that you're betraying the person who told you that way. That's a bunch of baloney. You've got to figure out how you can become a writer. And if you know anybody who's always dreamed of someday writing a novel, November is the time to say to them, come listen to Christianity Writers Podcast with us every Friday. All 4 of these women are going to be doing what you're doing to some degree. We're all committing to being intense about our writing careers in November. So pledge to yourself to be intense about your writing career in November and come alongside with us every Friday to check in and tell us how you're doing. You can tell the newbie writer in your life to come to where we are, because we're going to be nice and we're going to say we know what it's like to be a newbie. So invite all of your friends to come and be a part of what we've got going on here. We'd love to see some new faces. Okay, also, time for what?
Real quick too, if anyone, I don't know if anyone would even be interested in this, but I do know that other authors do this. If there's any interest in doing live writing sprints, because if I'm sprinting anyway, at the time that I'm sprinting, it would not be much for me just to go live. So in the chat, if it's something that you think you would show up for, that you're even interested in, go ahead and say it. You might see me with no makeup and with baseball cap on, who knows, but I'll be there sprinting, timing it, and you could be sprinting right along with me, take my breaks with me. So that if that's something you're interested in, just say so in the comments. If not, that's good. I'm still gonna be sprinting. So
And you should probably mention what time would be good for you too, if you're interested in it. So then maybe one of the other one of us could do a live during another time if someone's not available when you are.
All right.
Yes, very good idea. Okay, so should we move on now to the feeding of the backs? The what? It's feedback time. That means we all sprinted for 15 minutes. I hope you guys all sprinted too. 15 minutes before the show, we set a timer and we wrote. Jen, what was our prompt today and what did you write for us?
Before we go any further, Rhonda, you're not allowed to talk in the chat. Like, you have to talk out loud. Rhonda said in the chat, I'm interested in the no makeup writing sprint.
She doesn't say. Yes.
She's taking introversion to a whole new level.
She's here. She's like the person that's in the room with you but texts you.
Yes.
Instead of talking.
Yes. We love Rhonda.
Awesome.
She's the podcast cat, right? Like, we don't have to have a cat. We have Rhonda. We could just feed her and water her and she'll be happy to hang around with us. We love it. Okay. So what is,
So today's sprint prompt was, 'twas the night before Nano and all through the house. So it was in quotes, which means you have to use it. You have to, right? Well, if you've watched us for
quotes means? I'm so sorry.
If you've watched us for more than a minute, you know that we don't always stick to our own prompts. So they're just to help you, right? They're not to be a burden. I did use it like a good girl.
Yay.
So, all right. I'm going to try to make this bigger because I don't have my glasses on. Okay. 'Twas the night before Nano and all through the house. Princesses and witches laid all about. Seriously, all about. It was nearing 10 o'clock and all three of Jennifer's little girls were still awake, were still in their Halloween costumes and still hungry. Mama, can I have another piece of candy? Jennifer looked at the angelic face, momentarily stunned by not only the innocent beauty of her middle child, but also by the shock of seeing her once baby growing up just a little too fast for Jen's liking. She smiled at the little angel and said, nope. This was going to be a disaster, and Jen knew it. First of all, Jennifer is a morning bird, not a night owl. And although her littles would like to behave like night owls, the truth was that they were just as cursed as their mother. Despite having stayed up far too late, these little Halloweeners would be up at the crack of dawn, sleepy, cranky, and looking for another Reese's peanut butter cup. Tomorrow was going to be a rough day. The second reason that disaster was about to strike was because Jennifer had agreed to go live with her podcast gals at 11 to kick off Nanowrimo. 11 o'clock p.m. Not a good time for Jen. She had barely more than an hour to scoot her little darlings off to bed in their costumes if she had to, brew some strong coffee, hopefully put on some makeup, and be ready to broadcast. Who was she kidding? Makeup was not happening. Off to bed, she hollered, picking up the plastic pumpkin heads full of sugar and placing them on the kitchen counter. The last thing she needed was for the dogs to get into the chocolate. Not again this year. But I'm not tired, the youngest princess whined, rubbing her eyes. It's late. It's past your bedtime by a lot. Not really, the oldest one chimed in matter-of-factly. Tonight is daylight savings time, so technically we have an extra hour. Hey, I forgot about that, Jennifer's husband chimed in. I guess you can stay up one more hour. She could never be certain because she couldn't see it herself, but Jennifer was pretty positive that actual flames shot out of her eyes. There was evidence to the fact with the instant heat she felt on her face and the look of sheer terror that crossed her husband's. No, girls, listen to your mother. The disaster had already begun.
Yay!
I could have kept writing that, but I knew time was short and I had to use the restroom. Sorry. So I edited. So that's actually
so much.
That was actually a true story. I can remember. I think it was last year. And I don't know. They weren't princesses. I don't remember what they were. Maybe it was 2 years ago. Because we've done that a couple years in a row that we've done the midnight thing or the 11 o'clock thing, Halloween night. And I was a wreck because I'm like, they were not going to bed. And I'm just like, I'm not ready for this. And I'm tired and I had to brew coffee. Like, you guys know. And then we get there and we broadcast and I'm like, you spend pretty much the whole hour talking about how Jen's trying to stay awake. Like, it's just it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we doing that again this year?
We have not committed to that yet.
Not committed to that.
Okay.
Gigi says, love your fairy tale, Jen. Those Reese's peanut butter. I know. What a twist at the end. I know. So my favorite part was the flames shooting out my eyes. But I don't think my husband did that. I don't remember. I kind of feel like that might have happened, but I can't really say for true.
My mind totally squirreled when you were talking about the flames shooting out of your eyes. I'm like, I totally know exactly what you're talking about.
I think every woman does. I think we all do. So yeah, we've not committed to that. But
the midnight write-in. Yeah, let's talk.
We can talk. No, what's next? Shell says so great, very relatable. Thanks.
All right, awesome. Okay, so Rhonda, why don't you read for us what your take on the prompt? 'Twas the night before Nano and all through the house. And I won't put stuff in quotes haphazardly anymore. I'm sorry. I did not understand the quote rule that you have to I feel bad that I was giving everybody, now this must be in your story. So that's hilarious. Yes,
maybe I'm wrong. Isn't that what it means when we put it in quotes? So that's you have to put it in there?
That's what I
love
thought.
that. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you that I just don't know. So I won't arbitrarily use quotes anymore. I'm not trying to make people use stuff, whatever. Okay. Rhonda, go with your little tale.
Okay. I'm sorry in advance. All right.
Oh, you haven't heard mine yet.
'Twas the night before Nano and all through the house. Every writer was stirring their tea and trying not to grouse about having no inspiration and ending in the poorhouse. Their computers were glowing and their minds were too, because they had spent all year long listening to that Jennifer Carlton harp about those wedding sprints and wishing their tea had some mint. Images of their books in print danced in their heads. Now all they had to do was forge ahead. The first step, get out of bed. If they ever wanted their book to be read. The next step was to put their butt in the chair. Who of them would be brave enough? Did any of them dare? November is for building good habits. As far as I got.
Oh my gosh.
I was trying to rhyme.
Don't chase the rabbits, right? Because you don't want to be rabbit trailed. Great job. I love that. That was very Dr. Seuss. You should make it as a little book that we can read every year. 'Twas the night before Nano. And that's great.
I feel so connected to you right now, Rhonda, because I wrote a poem too.
Oh, did you? I was hoping somebody else would have.
You should finish it, and we should we should share them tomorrow when it's actually Nanowrimo Eve. We should share them on social media. That's awesome.
You guys care if
I can work on that a little bit.
Let me let Tina go next then. Go next, Tina.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. We got some. Gigi says, Rhonda, I love that. I think it should be published.
So too. I think Nanowrimo would love it, except they don't know who Jennifer Tong is yet.
Yeah. Yet.
If they know who I am, that's probably not a good thing.
I'm not sure my poem is as good as Rhonda's. So
come on, we don't criticize. This is 15 minutes. Only positive.
Okay. I'm not sure it rhymes. Is what I'm saying.
Mel says she likes Rhonda's rhyming. By the way. Mm-hmm.
Okay, should I go?
Yeah.
Yep.
'Twas the night before Nano, and all through the house, nobody really gave a hoot.
Amen.
Rhyme.
I know. My husband was lazing in his chair by the TV, completely oblivious to what was worrying me. His socks on the floor and his pocket trash on the coffee table. His keys were quite lost, a usual fable. By his side, an extra 2-liter waited on standby. I didn't even bother to ask why. The teen tenant who lived in the back hadn't made an appearance except for a snack. The dishes were stacked on the counter with care, in hopes that some friendly elves would see them there and wash them right up and put them away, or at least fill the dishwasher to be run the next day.
No chance.
There were pieces of fuzz stuck onto the entryway rug, and all of the shoes had escaped their shoe rungs. They lay half in the walkway and half by the door, and down the back hallway were several shoes more. The bed wasn't made and the laundry piled high. It laughed and mocked me every time I walked by. I just sat in my chair and stared at the screen where I'd been racking my brain for the perfect opening scene. No outline done, no character profile either. Maybe my muse would appear on my shoulder. She'd be right on time and get there at 12 p.m. sharp and help me win again this year.
Oh,
Very
love
good.
it. As soon as you started reading, I'm like, I'm going to relate to this.
Uh-huh.
Like, no one in the house cares. Like,
Yep.
they can say they do, but no one gets it, right? That's awesome,
Right.
Tina. So good.
Way
Yeah.
to go. Yeah, you guys need to come here for your encouragement during NaNoWriMo because we get it.
Yeah.
I love the teenage tenant.
Yes.
Gigi says, Tina, that was great. Way too relatable. Yes, the
Yeah.
teenage. Yes. And Shell loves that you kept on with the rhyming. So yeah, great job.
Thanks.
Great job. That's wonderful. All right. I did not even follow my own rule. I did not realize that was a quote, so I did not put that quote in my story. And I don't know where it is. Someone talk about something while I find my story. Jen, maybe talk about the book.
Shell says, yay, so funny. Yeah, I can talk about the book for a second. The book that will be coming out shortly. And many of you, even if you're listening to this right now and the book is not live yet, you can still get your free downloadable copy just by signing up for our newsletter. Because we really want to help other writers. We are not going to make a penny off this book. Any money that is made from the book off of Amazon is going to go straight back into this podcast to make it better for you, for other Christian writers. We are here as a ministry. We see it that way. And so we are giving you this book for free for signing up for our newsletter. So to do that, go to christianindiewriters.net and you can sign up for the newsletter there and you can get a link to go and get your free copy.
Perfect timing. I just found it. Can you even believe that? Okay. So here we go. Just so you guys know, this is Jerry from my And the Mom Ran Away with the Moon story, which incidentally is free if you subscribe to the Writing Shorts newsletter. Get to know Jerry in this story. Okay, so here we go. Never have 3 words given men more ire than some assembly required, Jerry said, launching the multifold rectangle of yellowing paper across the room. Actually, due to the heft of the paper, it flopped pathetically to the floor rather than launching, but I knew what he'd intended by the motion, so I was prepared to be appropriately sympathetic. Yeah, it's kind of hard to put this together, I agreed, glad nothing more was required of me as I sat happily assembling the Lego dollhouse I'd purchased for the girls. Well, this is ridiculous and unnecessary, he grouses. You were the one who insisted JJ would want a unicycle, I say, sorting through the tray for another white one-by. At least my gift is for him, Jerry says, and I remove and set down my readers. What exactly is that supposed to mean? It means you don't seem to be struggling so much to get your gift put together. I don't even remember seeing dollhouse on the girls' list, much less Lego dollhouse. Though I do seem to remember your childhood tales of folding down the corner of every page featuring the Lego building kit back when your mom still got the Sears Roebuck. Look, just because you drew the short straw and had to deal with JJ's gift this year, we did not draw straws. Well, you're the man. You should be the one to buy the boys' gifts. But you're the one who actually shares his interests. You should be the one buying for him. Jerry, if I got him a Lego kit, he'd want to put it together himself. Exactly. Wait. What are we even arguing about? I say, after a diffusing moment behind my glass of iced tea. I'm just frustrated, Jerry says, and I have to cover my laugh with another sip of tea. My poor husband is ankle deep in chrome and rubber and gaskets, and Bing Crosby is ridiculously singing Silver Bells in the background. What's so funny? Jerry asks, noticing my laugh after all, I guess. Nothing, I say. I stand and move to where he is and slip my arms around his waist. I lay my head on his chest. The Christmas song by Nat King Cole comes on, and we stand quietly for a moment. I am glad to hear Jerry's heart settle into a gentle rhythm alongside the music. I am enveloped in the love and light so celebrated during this season of hope. And I think about our many blessings and trials since the last time we were in this room together doing this very thing. I become overwhelmed with love, just as I'm beginning to wonder if things might turn romantic. The disc jockey picks that moment to spin Dominic the Donkey. Jerry, of course, starts moving his knee in a bobbing motion along to the song, and I know exactly what needs to happen. Hee-haw, I sing along, as Jerry starts galloping around the room as though riding a horse. Laughing, I pick up an Allen wrench and retrieve the directions. Now, let's see if we can tackle this together. The end.
I love this couple so much.
I love this couple. Though I know for us, that scene would never would have ended that positively. Christmas Eve, putting together toys, not a good thing for us. That's hilarious. That's awesome. I really enjoyed that.
Thanks.
Christmas.
Awesome.
I'm not the only one getting there.
I know, right? I just waved at the prompt on the way by. Okay, so we're running quickly out of time. We got to talk about what's next. I know there's a lot going on. Tina, you got something really big going on. What's next for you, girl?
Well, I have a book launch party on the 14th.
Yay.
And there's going to be awesome prizes being given away. If you buy my book before the end of the launch party, whether you're at there physically or virtually, you can win a 2021 planner from christianplanner.com. And so, like, if you're in another state or country, you just have to text me or message me a proof of purchase, and you'll get your name in the drawing.
What if you're in a state of confusion?
I would welcome you into the club.
Tina, where can they find written down details about how they can show up to support you for your party? Like, do you have a Facebook event or something they can go to?
Yes, I do have a Facebook event. It's Christina Catane is my Facebook page.
Okay.
So if you just put Christina Catane in, it should show up. Also, if you go over to Goodreads, I have a profile in Goodreads, and I have the information about the launch party on there also.
Amazing. So congratulations, Tina. I'm very excited about that. What's next for you, Rhonda?
Nano. That's what I'm gonna be doing coming up.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. Yeah.
It is.
All
Because
right,
I'd love to have a finished book by the end. And so it's really getting me excited for it.
Okay. So your goal is like me to the editor on December 1st is your goal? Yep. That's amazing. So whatever that means, whatever it takes.
Yep.
All right. And I'll be here to help hold you accountable too, because I'm also going to play submarine. What's next for me? You know, descending, right? And so farewell, family, and into Nano World I go. What's next for you, Jen?
Nano, and possibly a October 31st late night sprinting with my friends. I think that I guess I didn't even think about that when I was writing this, that we would have to make that decision. But I think if we're going to do it, we should probably make it live here and just be honest. Or do you guys want to do it? Is it something you're interested in?
I really want to. Yeah, every year that's what I do, although I'm not in a hurry to write 50,000 words. But normally I start NaNoWriMo right at 12:01. So like I'll be awake and stuff normally. So yeah, I'd be in for sure.
If I haven't killed myself with our church launch, and I'm not like dead, I'll be there.
Well, we would totally, I think, and our podcast listeners would understand if we don't have Tina with us that night. You guys agree? Yeah. And then we can maybe do 11 or something like that, and then spend an hour sprinting or talking or whatever, and then kick off at 12:01. We'll talk about details later, right?
Right. That's what we normally do. So I never want to do it, so I'm in. I'm always like, love it, but no, it'll be fun. It's always fun, and I get to sleep in the next day, so it's all.
That's good. Tomorrow. Do we realize that's tomorrow?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know why this is news to me. Wow. Okay, where were we? Did everybody say the what's next? What's next for Shell? She gets to start reading Lost in the Land of the Midnight Sun this weekend. That's Tina's book, everyone. Also, she's working on some edits for the short story she wrote. Way to go, Shell. Always moving forward. That's great.
I should say you can still get the book for free if you go to ChristinaCatane.com and agree to leave me an honest review when you're done. Free.
Nice. Okay. So, did we cover it all? I think we did. So, that concludes this episode of the Christian Indie Writers Podcast. Until next time, may your pen be prolific, may your deadlines be met, and may all of your words honor Christ. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.